If your relationship feels more like a roommate, then this is for you. Because look, okay, maybe you still live together, you still handle life together, you still do your part. But there's no pool, like there's no fire, there's no flirting, there's no desire, there's no spark, right? You know what I'm talking about? It's just routine. You're roommates, and that's very scary because now you're thinking like, wait a minute, we're good people. And I know there's love, and it's like, man, why do we feel like this? Why do we feel so dead? This is what we're going to be getting into today. You're going to be seeing why distance will always turn into this roommate type of energy and routine. You're going to see why this is where attraction, that fire, that like, hey, what's up? It begins to die. And now you're going to understand why couples get stuck here. And many times for many years, and there's no life in them. And at the end, I'm going to give you one move that breaks this roommate mode, and in 1 week it's going to give you a result. Okay, so make sure you guys watch this because it's going to bring a lot of change. Now, this is a part of a series of the top 5 things that destroy relationships even when love is there. So let's talk about this. Roommates. Look, roommates don't hate each other, right? Roommates just stop choosing each other. That's what roommates mean. So when you become roommates with your partner, and because you hear people saying that, like, oh, it's kind of like we became like just kind of roommates. There's no hate there. You hear that? You just stop choosing each other. They share space, they share tasks, they share stress even. They can even share bills, but they don't share connection. They don't share like the into me you see. Like this is where you start to create this division. Roommate mode begins here, and then the relationship becomes about like just getting things done, avoiding problems, keeping the peace, right? And that's not a relationship. That's a household. That's routine, right? So what happens to the couples here? And it doesn't happen fast. This is how we kind of just drift, quietly go into this roommate mode. It doesn't just happen right away. It happens after this distance that is created in the relationship, is no longer connecting purposely and consistently. It starts to create this distance, and it sits there too long. So when that distance sits there too long, guess what happens? You stop checking in, you stop opening up, you stop touching for no reason, no affection, and you become efficient, getting things done. I want to talk about schedules, bills, and kids and problems, and that's all we talk about. You stop talking about desire, needs, feelings, passions, dreams, things that get you moving, the blood moving, right? And maybe you're not even, like, it's not like you're fighting in your relationship. Maybe you're not even fighting. Maybe it's not bad, like, but you're just flat. It's just, And that kills attraction. It kills it. And then people think that this is normal. Well, we've been together for a long time, Richard, and we've been through a lot. We just kind of, No. Or we just say like this, well, this is just marriage. That's a lie. Marriage is not supposed to feel dead. It's supposed to feel alive, right? Roommate mode, it happens because people start choosing comfort over connection. Did you hear that? Because creating connection consistently is not always comfortable. It's not always convenient, right? It doesn't always feel good, even though it creates a healthy relationship. Because, there's friction, there's arguments, there's conflict. But without conflict, there can be no change. And without that change, there's no growth. And that's how a relationship dies. Roommate mode happens because you begin to choose comfort over connection in your relationship. And then you stop doing the things that create the tension, the pull, the conflict even, right? And that's what kills attraction. Attraction needs tension. Ooh, hear that? When you stop doing things that create tension and pull, which is communicating about even the uncomfortable things, right? That attraction that we want, it needs that push and pull, that it needs the tension. So let me say it clearly. Look, roommate mode is what happens when connection dies and nobody freaking fixes it. This is destroyer number 2 in relationships. We already talked about 1. This is the second one. Make sure you go watch the first one too. And this is where attraction begins to leave the relationship, and you'll see the next episode, right? Like the attraction begins to leave the relationship. So this is what we need to do. It's not going to be the full fix, but it's going to give you a break and a system and something that you can do over a period of time where you can fix this for sure. Right? So this is for the next 7 days, this is what I want you to do. Not like once a day, every day. You talk, but not about life. What? What the heck are we going to talk about? I'm talking about like, look, don't get back into the roommate's routine thing. No kids, no work, no money, no problems. No work, no money, no problems, no kids. Like, don't talk about those things. No bills and no. What so and so is doing. No. Like, only desire is something that excites you. Feelings, what you miss, what you want more of, what you dream about, things that get you excited about life, your passions. Like get into that. Like, here's the one opening question, the one question to start. Write this down. This is going to be, if you do this one question for the next week and really listen, and I mean really listen, don't defend, don't fix, don't explain, don't interrupt, don't be like, oh, let me share my part now, just freaking listen. What do you miss most about us? What do you love most about us? What brings good energy in our relationship? Like, what's the thing that and just listen. See, this will begin to break the routine fast, yes or no? Like, you're busy, you're doing things, and boom, just start to do this week, and you'll begin to create that connection because that's what you want, yes? But Richard, that's kind of weird and awkward. We'll get over it. Come on, do you want to save and reconnect this relationship? Because you're going to go from roommate to not being attracted anymore, and it's going to keep building, and it's going to destroy your relationship. Because if roommate mode, if we allow this to stay here, if we don't interrupt this with what I'm saying right now and begin to do this with this simple thing, if you don't do it, that emotional safety and that trust in your home, in your relationship, it begins to go away. This is where you stop to open up. Your walls go up. You're more defensive. Everybody's more sensitive now because we're not getting our needs met. And you're like, well, you and you and you. And then this is where people begin to say, well, I don't feel safe talking anymore. And then you're not talking anymore. And then this is where you're roommates. And you see where it's going? We have to interrupt this, guys, because if your relationship feels like roommates, it doesn't mean it's over. It just means that connection died and comfort took over. So we need to have those talks. We need to open up the different channels of communication again. And that's what this is about. This channel is about showing you what destroys relationships and how to fix it before the relationship is gone. In the next episode, we're going to be talking about why emotional safety begins to disappear and why people begin to shut down instead of opening up, which creates the love in the relationship. This is where things get very dangerous in this next episode. Okay, so if you're in that first mode of, there's not that fire, and then you're just talking about roommates right now, like, these are not bad, right? But it's not good, it's not great. But if in the next episode, if you allow these things and you don't fix it, in the next episode, this is where it gets dangerous. So what is your homework? What do you miss about us? What do you love about us? Generate a good connection and just listen. Don't defend, don't explain. Don't listen to reply, listen to understand. And if you just start to do this, it resets things. It breaks your routine because you don't want to get stuck in that roommate mode. All right? So bless you, God. I pray for that relationship. I pray that you would protect them, bring unity, remove any pain and defenses that they have one another, help them to forgive one another, help them to reset. And I pray this in Jesus' name. Bless you guys. Make sure you guys watch the other episodes. Comment, like, share, all the stuff. And we'll see you in the next one. Bless you.